Hey gang, this is Ryan Cozy with the Chapel at Crosspoint. I hope and pray that everybody's doing well. Hey, I wanted to give a couple of updates. I know last week I gave no updates in regard to the city in general, and my apologies for that. I actually was on the road from Saturday all the way through late Thursday in the Los Angeles area and in the Chicago area. And so I just wanted to give a couple of updates as to some of the neat things that are going on, ask you to be praying for these things, and then hopefully some of these things will be helpful for you as well. First and foremost, I just wanted to say that I'm going to make available today, we have done a year one versus year two comparison of our data at the chapel in regard to our spiritual formation and our missional behavior. What we've done is I've been blessed to have a team of volunteers helping me to create more of an interactive document that is very usable for an elder, for a board member, for a lay person, for a staff member, just to kind of get a feel for what's actually going on. For those churches who have gone through a data dump with me, the reality is up until this point I've done a ton of analysis and kind of handed you a stack of paper and said, let's go through this and I'm going to tell you the story of the data. Fortunately, I've had some help recently just kind of allowing me to do the data analysis, but then some people that have the ability to interpret the data and put it in a digestible format. This is very exciting for us. If you have taken the survey in the past, I want to let you know that this is kind of what we're hoping the survey data is going to look like as we move forward for your churches and for other churches who haven't taken the assessment yet. I know that in the past it's been a lot of information that I've just dumped on you all, but I finally have some help that has really created something I think is interactive, teachable, and very helpful. The document that I'll attach, it's what we call hyperlinked, so it's an interactive PDF. All of the tabs at the top you can click on, and it'll take you to that part of the survey that you want to look at. And then any page number on the left-hand side of a review, you can click on that, and you can kind of look at that information. So we're making that available to you all today. I hope it's a blessing to you all. It gives you some insight into kind of what's going on in our church. As we just love to we love to share what it is that we're discovering. If it helps other churches be willing to take the assessment, be willing to ask some of those hard questions, and so we're very excited about that. Second thing I just want to say is last week we had a chance for some of our senior leaders at the Christ Together level and at the Renovation Network level. Had a great time to meet the chapel in Chicago, the chapel at Buffalo and Hill Country Bible Church. We met in Chicago last week. It was a great time in terms of just kind of moving forward in the process of partnering with one another, and just was a joy to be around the team from Hill Country, the team from the chapel, and I'd like to think that we were fun to be around as well, but you never know. So anyway, no, it was a great time. We had a blast. To Jamie and Scott, thank you for hosting us. Tim and Bob, it was great to see you again. And we look forward to just being able to keep you all in the communicative loop on that process as well. Last two things I just want to say is we've had a great opportunity last week to connect with John Blue in the Orange County area. And just was really encouraged. I had a chance to kind of do an exercise with John and some of his leaders. We have an interactive meeting time here on Thursdays every week at the chapel where we actually run through the grid of renovation thinking. And so we'll talk about the outcomes. We'll talk about intimacy with God, Christ-like relationships, discovering your gifting, knowing your story, exercising a stewardship of life. And we also look at the components of saturation or evangelization, where we talk about presence and proclamation, saturation and conversion. And what we try to do is we brief all of our teams based on what's going on at the chapel. We try to run ourselves through the filter of the outcomes and the missional behaviors in the hopes of making sure that what we do at the chapel stays tethered to the renovation line of thinking. And so I had a chance to do that on a couple of things in particular with John and his team out there in Los Angeles. I think it was a very helpful, very productive time. It was always great to connect with John as well and his elder team. Very blessed, very fortunate to meet with his elders and also to meet with Bucky from Pathways Church and some of the partnership initiatives that are going on with Pacific Point and with Pathways Church. And so just very thankful for that. Final note on that, pray for Pacific Point. They recently secured a facility. And man, it's a neat facility. I know that the church's people, I'm very clear on that. But at the same time, there are some neat things that happen when you have a place from where you were at once to where you are at now, it just seems like there's some really cool potential for some of the things that could happen in that facility itself as just kind of a hub for missional activity going out. Very excited about that. And I just ask that you would pray for Pathways, pray for Pacific Point, pray for their elders and their leadership team as well. Final note, I know that some of you have seen some of the updates about Western New York Pray. We've been very blessed to be in partnership with 20 other churches or mission agencies in Western New York. And we are incredibly thankful for some of the partnership that's developing out of that. If you want to just take a look at some of what we're doing, you can check out wnypray.com. I'm not saying you have to do that if you're not from this area, but we've been very excited about the level of partnership that has emerged. Having the opportunity to Skype in on Sunday mornings with other church services, pray with other churches over the region of Western New York. And so if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can check out wnypray.com, or you could even look at the church service that we have online yesterday from the chapel, where we did Skype in with a couple of our church partners. At the 9 o'clock, we Skyped in with The Well, which is a church plant here in Western New York that we've been helping with. And then at the 11 o'clock, we Skyped in with City Church in Batavia, Marty McDonald and his team there. So grateful for the partnerships that are developing in and through this region. Have a great day, gang. I just wanted to give you a briefing as to what's going on. God bless you, and I pray that you have a wonderful and fruitful day.